0864. Stations your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
The following is a presentation of Learfield. Welcome to Duck Insider.
Our whole athletic department, there's a level of expectations of success.
Throw, catch, touchdown, Oregon.
He can run and slam.
This is back out for a three. Left wing is good.
Deep to right field at the warning track. See ya.
Really excited that we get to rep our Ducks and hopefully come back to Eugene with some championships.
At the buzzer.
We have so many teams that are excelling right now, and it's really fun to be a part of.
Give it to me, baby. My house. I'm taking it there.
Huge win for Oregon.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, here's Joey Mack.
Thank you, and welcome to a busy show. Oregon baseball taking on Gonzaga tonight, a matchup of a couple really highly ranked RPI teams. Postseason implications this evening. The final Quack video broadcast of the season. Yeah, how about that? So that means that tonight, in addition to the Oregon baseball game, we're going to bring Alex Stimson back into the broadcast booth. After spending the season in the director's chair, we're making it happen. He's going to come back over to the broadcast booth for a little while. We're going to honestly spend some time shouting out the entire Quack video crew tonight, because the amount of broadcasts that they do, the amount that they do for the athletic department, and oftentimes they just don't get noticed, and that's because everything goes according to plan. So we're going to spend some time tonight shouting them out in what is a critical baseball game for the Ducks, looking for a big resume-building win. We also are going to hear from Melyssa Lombardi, Oregon softball head coach, before the Ducks travel out to Fayetteville, the Arkansas Regional, 5:30 on Friday on ESPN+. Approximate start time, probably going to be a little bit later than that. Just going to be honest with you, because regional rounds are never on time for the second game. ESPN Plus for the broadcast, as well as KWVA, the student radio stations, making the trip. And I want to start today with a little bit of Oregon football news before we talk with Lisa Peterson, Deputy Athletic Director, because the Oregon football team season opener against Georgia, we got a kickoff time for you on September 3rd. 12:30 on ABC. The network announced the kickoff time. Game will be played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. It will be the first meeting between the Ducks and the Bulldogs since 1977. I was not alive then. This will be Oregon's first appearance in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. First-year head coach Dan Lanning will make his Oregon debut against his former team after helping lead Georgia to the national championship last year. Oregon's allotment of tickets, by the way, has already sold out due to the incredible support of the Ducks season ticket holders and donors. Well done. Well done. So if you're looking for a ticket, the Oregon allotment is sold out. That doesn't mean that you can't go buy some elsewhere. So please do. Maybe buy some from the Georgia allotment. You know, who's to know? I won't say anything ill of that. Also, some great news today. Coach Dan Lanning on Twitter, he was with Don Johnson. This was a pretty cool moment, I think, for fans to see.
Duck fans, look who I got with me.
Always a Duck. Let's go. And this guy is ready to win it all. Let's go.
Let's go. Don Juan.
It was great to see Coach Johnson back. That just, look, so Coach Johnson went through a traumatic health scare and has been working his way back healthy. That just brought warm feelings to our hearts today. So I'm so glad to see Don Johnson and Coach Lanning on Twitter today. That was great. And here's hoping that Don Johnson is back to full strength, because he's a big part of what is going on in the Hatfield-Dowling complex. Good way to start today, and Lisa Peterson is here. Deputy Athletic Director, are you packed for Fayetteville?
You know I'm not, Joey.
You
know I'm not.
Come on.
You know I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
No. I actually thought maybe you would be.
I mean, there's stuff on the floor.
Does
that count?
Yeah. The process is underway.
It's underway.
Okay.
It's underway. The
So-
suitcase isn't out yet.
So you're making the trek
Yes.
with Oregon softball. I understand.
course.
Taking off tomorrow.
Yes.
Going to get a chance to practice in the NCAA dictated practice times in your Fayetteville regional round on Thursday, and then the game's on Friday. And, well, we won't see you because you might be traveling to a super regional after that.
Which would be great, wouldn't it?
That's that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
So
I agree.
So what's on your schedule this week besides talking to a schmuck like me on the show?
Well, we've been waiting, as most people in the travel industry are experiencing. We just found out about our travel about an hour ago, and we're leaving in less than 24 hours. So.
And you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour here in the Country Financial Studio, everybody.
Exactly. So just trying to get all of those details finalized, but just really excited. I'm excited about our draw. I know Wichita State, Princeton, and Arkansas are all really good teams, and I'm sure that Missy is going to talk to you about all of that. But I'm just really excited. I mean, this team, we went through a really rough patch, but what people may not realize is that it was against, top 25 competition week after week after week, and we were trying to find our way. It's really hard when your leader and your ace is in the dugout in shorts. And so I think that this team really hung together, and I think we're playing our best softball. So really super, super excited for this opportunity.
Ducks are the 2 seed, taking on Wichita State to start. A quick note on Wichita State. We talked yesterday about their offensive numbers and how they can really hit the home run. Looks like there might be some home runs hit in this regional. 3 of the top 26 teams in the country, Ducks being one of them in terms of home runs, are all in the same regional. Kind of a fun storyline. Wichita State, though, 7-13 against teams in the RPI top 50.
Yes.
Whereas Oregon has played the second toughest schedule in the nation. Something's got to give there. So
right.
I think this is going to be a fun matchup.
And I think this team is ready. There was some uncertainty in the middle of the season, and now there isn't. And everybody's 0-0. I mean, this is what it's all about. It's exciting.
Does getting ready for postseason and the adrenaline rush of the logistics, coupled with the excitement of postseason, does that ever wear off for someone in your chair?
No. I mean, I think the toughest thing, and this is what I was talking to Coach about, is there's a lot of things that we don't control, and typically we control things. And so it's that being patient and waiting for things to come. That's probably the toughest part.
You like being in control?
Is that breaking news, Joey? Is that breaking news?
Breaking. I really, what we need? We
An
need
easy button?
We need a drop. That absolutely an easy button. We do need that. We need a drop in the radio business, right? You're familiar with a drop. It's like they play a little sound effect,
Yes.
About
yes.
something.
That's where I think of Scott.
Okay. Exactly. So we need a breaking news drop now.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to get that ready.
I can't
for
wait
just
to hear
such
what
an
that
occasion.
is. Yes.
Dun 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 dun. It's got to be like that, right? Like something old school a little bit, like that instrumental.
WKRP. You probably don't even know.
In Cincinnati.
Wow. So when you said 1977 was the last time we played Georgia, you weren't born. I was.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. I was just like, I was trying to. No, no, I really didn't. I was trying to just to illustrate. It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting.
I'm gonna be 29 for the rest of my life after this year.
Good luck with that.
I mean, it's just how it's gonna be. I'm gonna stay 29 in my soul.
That I believe.
Yeah.
That I believe.
But I feel like that's you too. Everybody that works in sports is that way.
Yeah. Well, the wrinkles are coming though, Joey.
But the soul, Lisa.
Okay. Well, I'm down with that. Let's go with it.
Okay.
I'm 29.
It is the final time this year that Lisa's going to be on the show.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, last time.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's last time
I wasn't prepared.
It's the last time you're scheduled, at least. Who's to know? Things could change. The show always, we end the show when Oregon athletic events end. So
we've got about a month.
Yeah, that could mean though that softball's playing all the way into the second week of June. Baseball could be playing all the way until the end of June. We know track and field's going to be competing in the NCAA championships the second week of June. So.
Yeah. Who knows?
It could extend.
It could.
And I might need someone to talk to. And then
and I know how hard it is for you to talk to me, so I realize I'll be, lower on that list. But
sure.
There's an opportunity.
Don't worry, though. You'll be above HJ.
Well, that's all that really matters.
HJ Cohn on the show next week, everybody. He's gonna be thrilled to hear that.
Yes.
But softball season, this is fun. I mean, this is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So getting a chance to go, and I do want to ask you, Lisa, because Ducks fans I thought were amazing. 4th nationally in attendance. And Coach Lombardi even said this, during some tough games at the Jane.
Yes.
Shout out to the fans.
Oh, always. I mean, and the way that stadium is built, they have such an impact that I'm not even sure they realize. And what I really love is that our fans are so knowledgeable about the game and what's going on that they're doing things at the right time. And so it's just a lot of fun. I love going to the Jane. I love our fans being there. I mean, it's honestly why Missy came to coach here. So can't thank them enough.
When you guys designed the Jane, I know that the environment was a huge focus.
It was.
Now that it's been a while since there's been a home field advantage at the Jane, and there was a year without fans, just how cool is it for you? I'm honestly like wondering for you and everybody else who was involved in the design process to sit back and go like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
Well, we had some really great, people that we worked with to get the design done. What I will say is that the roof, during moments of that construction, was out, and then it was back in. And I'm really, really grateful it got back in because that would have been a tragedy.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, there's certainly things, I'm sure with anybody who's done a house or anything like that, there's things that you wish you could have done differently.
Never.
Hindsight's always 20/20. But no, I love it. And I love, like I said, even if it's not full, it sounds full.
Yeah.
And that's what people remember.
Yeah. It's and Coach Lombardi, to your point, she said, like, when I was here, I experienced that environment, and that's what it was all about.
Yeah,
so
for
which
sure.
is pretty cool.
Exactly.
Which also means Arkansas, great fan base, no doubt about it. It's going to be a raucous environment.
Yes.
Ducks are used to that.
Yes. No, I have not been at their new stadium, but that's 100% what I've heard is that the way that it's set up is they're kind of right on top of you, and they are loud, and they just won the SEC championship. So, but it's great.
Pac-12.
It's not the Pac-12. It's going to be, I think, again, I'm really excited about it. I think we got a great opportunity.
5:30 approximate start time on Friday. Stay in touch to social media at Oregon SB for announcements. It's on ESPN Plus, KWVA making the trip as well. Student radio station giving you the hometown broadcast.
I love that. Joy, it reminds me of your time as a student.
That's right. That's how I started.
It was.
The first event that I ever did play-by-play for was Oregon volleyball. You'll love this. So Sonia Newcomb just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
She did. So happy for her.
Such an awesome deal. Just retired from professional volleyball after 12 years.
I know. That's
just
a
now.
long career.
So I had a chance to, as part of the ceremony, we'll actually play the interview for you later on the show. We've been playing the interviews from up on stage at the Hall of Fame inductions on the show, and Sonia actually she had lost her voice before the Hall of Fame induction this year. And I asked her, I was like, was this because there was so much going on, like and you're still practicing and you're still playing? And she's like, I wish that I could say that, but actually, yeah, let's go with that. Like, that sounds great. So she had lost her voice, and so I said, well, I don't want to ask you too much because I get it. Like, that's broadcaster when you lose your voice, that really stinks. Like, It's not fun. I said, I don't know if you'll remember this, but my first year doing play-by-play for Oregon volleyball, I was a freshman. Had just gotten onto campus, and I was working with KWVA, and I had no idea that the person that I was about to interview during the intermission break being Sonia Newcomb. So at the time, Colin Deaver, who you may remember.
I do remember.
Colin's still a great friend of mine. Colin and I were doing the broadcast, and we sat down, and Sonia sits down, and we just had talked to an Oregon great, now an Oregon Hall of Famer. And I just remember talking to Sonia and being like, I'm just going to get up and leave. Like, you should just do the broadcast for us, because she was just so good at it.
Yeah.
So I told her that story at the Hall of Fame, and she goes, I do remember that. I don't remember being very good at it. But she was phenomenal, and that just anyway, a quick aside.
Phenomenal in all that she does.
Yeah.
She's really great.
It was just a quick aside about that's how I got started, and it's a pretty cool feeling now to have talked with an athlete like Sonia when she was here.
Right.
She was competing, and now being in the Hall of Fame, because in order to be eligible for the Hall of Fame,
you got to be out.
10 years.
Yeah.
And now it's
You feeling old yet?
No.
Oh,
no.
darn.
29 for the rest of my life.
That's right. I already forgot that.
29 for the rest of my life. Lisa Peterson's here. We've yet to talk about lacrosse. We've yet to talk about acrobatics and tumbling. We're going to look ahead to the fall. We're going to ask her about her favorite moments of the year. That's all coming up.
Great.
Stick with us.
I'm sticking.
Lisa's here. She's going to host the show when we come back on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Money isn't interested in the fact that you dream of going to Greece, and it doesn't pace at night wondering how you'll pay for braces 3 times. The point is, money without people is just money. Only people can use it to run the family ranch, buy their first house, or adopt a happy old dog. To us, the powerful thing about money isn't money at all. It's helping you harness the power of yours. On Point. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a country financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local country representative.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
What is dedication?
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
These are the sounds of a dinner. A dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack at the Country Financial Studio and Lisa Peterson joining us. Hey, thanks for real for taking some time out of the schedule. We scheduled this time slot knowing that you guys might be on a flight, might be traveling or getting ready for softball, and so I know it's hectic, so thanks for taking the time.
Always, Joey. I never turn down an invitation from you. I may switch it, but I never turn it down.
Well, that's good. Thank you. That's good. That makes one. Lisa Peterson is our guest.
One of one.
So getting ready for softball, but also lacrosse season now in the books. And the Ducks, I'll tell you, I think it's safe to say that around the entire country, maybe no roster was impacted more in the last couple years than the Oregon lacrosse team. They went through a lot of adversity, to say the least. And the way that they responded this year, and I talking with Coach Hoffman, I mean, the way they finished at the end of the year, it was pretty special to see that team come together down the stretch.
Absolutely. And what I'm sad about is that they didn't get the wins to feel that change, but there was definitely a huge change in that program this year. I was so pumped that they got that win over Colorado in the Pac-12 tournament. Mostly happy for Lily Stump, who stuck around. She is definitely the grandma of the team, but she's done so much outside of her sport. Yeah. She's been a leader in our department for so many years, and she actually put on the National Girls Women in Sports Day with Alexis Cross and Mackenzie Francher and Carlin Scheck from campus. So she's just I was really happy for her with all of that, but that program's turning the corner, and again, maybe it wasn't reflected in the wins this year, but there's definitely a bright future for that program. I'm really excited about that. It does,
doesn't it?
It does. It doesn't, especially in a sport like that where it's not on the West Coast yet. We're trying really hard to get it out here, but you've got to get kids to come a long way.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm pumped for the future.
Yeah. What I loved is the fact that it was kind of a new season heading into that Pac-12 tournament. They did get it done.
They did.
In the Pac-12 tournament.
They did.
I think that goes a long way.
Absolutely.
I think that goes a really long way.
Absolutely. I agree.
Acrobatics and tumbling. Haven't had you on since that season came to a close. Ducks got into the semis, and I'll tell you what, Lisa, getting a chance to host the NCATAs, nobody's doing that better than Oregon is. Shout out Aaron Wasson, Pooh, and everybody else, but man, it's cool to see that sport continuing to grow.
Absolutely, and they just announced number 42.
Yeah.
And so it's going to keep getting more and more, and I'm excited because we're having some conversations with some Power 5 schools, which I know that will mean more to some people once we get that going. But no, I mean, Taylor, she was incredible as a student athlete. She was incredible as an assistant coach, and she's even more incredible as a head coach. And she's got a great staff. They're pretty young, and again, that's a team that you've got to have a lot of practice. And they also went through adversity. They didn't have the roster changes, but they had a lot of other injury. Yeah. Yes. But it was really great to have the championship here. And you're right, Aaron did a great job, and his staff. We do run it better than anyone. And when you're getting ready to go other places, or you are at other places, you realize how good we are. And I realize that it sounds, arrogant, confident, whatever, but I believe in how we run our championships here.
Well, if I could, and I actually don't know the answer to this question, nor did I tell Lisa I was going to ask her this question. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm ready.
How many schools and athletic departments around the country, though, have an associate athletic director who part of the responsibility is championships? Because that's part of whose title.
Yeah, some may, but I think that what we do a really good job of is it's in the little details, and it's in making the teams feel welcome. And whether we have all the information or not, we're communicating as much as we can. But then when they get here, like, we are looking at little details, like exactly what's in the locker room or exactly what we're providing for the student athlete experience. Even so much as the boxes that the coaches get at the coaches meetings. Like, it's just the little details that might seem, minor, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it provides for the environment. I think we take pride in it. I think it's something that we want to be really good at. And fortunately, we get the opportunity to host quite a few things, by being in the Pac-12, by having our teams as successful as they are. So we get a lot of opportunity to do that. And when I first got here, it wasn't necessarily like that. There wasn't a lot like that we were hosting. I know track we had, but there wasn't a lot of other stuff besides that. So it's a lot of fun, and people take pride in that.
I think a lot
matters.
Experience matters for sure.
Right.
But I just can't imagine that there's a lot of other institutions that have someone who, like, this is part of the responsibility.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know that.
Yeah. Well, Oregon's unique. Right?
That part's true.
I mean, it is Duck Insider. I mean,
it's okay.
We understand. We get it. Our fans know.
Exactly.
Lisa Peterson joining us. So looking ahead to the fall now.
Yes.
Oregon Volleyball's alumni weekend is this upcoming weekend. Matt Ulmer's actually going to join us, and I'm going to regret this. He's live on the show on Thursday.
Yes.
Live.
Well, please, I'm obviously not going to be here, so I just really want to know if he wears the socks and the sandals.
He won't.
He won't?
No,
because he's not in season?
Well, depends on what else is going on in his day.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
We also, so Jason Dillard, we had the other Coach Dillard on the show for the first time.
Oh,
do you,
good.
Do you see the scoreboard? It's still Dillard 3, Ulmer 4.
Ooh, I don't know what that means.
Well, neither do we really.
Oh.
Truthfully, I don't really. We've never outlined a scoring criteria.
Yeah.
But we do know that we awarded Erica Dillard points for coaching a volleyball match within a week after giving birth. That was a point.
Yes.
I think, and we had a conversation with Jason Dillard, Oregon Beach volleyball head coach, about, so Dillard. They share a last name. Should they share the scoring? And
well, Ulmer, with as my opinion, with as competitive as he is, he will fight that tooth and nail.
And we're gonna find out Thursday.
Well, I put my money on that. Scott, you got my vote on that. You know what I think he's gonna say.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly how. I don't remember how we got to 4 points for Ulmer.
Yeah. So when he comes in here, and hopefully he's not listening today.
He will be.
I want you guys to talk to him about. So he's got. So you talked about the athletes being able to play pro in the United States. Okay, so the way Athletes United works, or Unlimited, is there's a point system. Okay,
Yep.
So Matt's been implementing that in practice.
Oh, really?
Yes, and right now he's on top of the leaderboard. And so, because he's had to play. And so I don't know that the points are legit. So I think you should dig into that a little bit and find out what's going on really with that scoring. Because Nunaville are second, and we both know that she's not second. So,
throw the flag. Scott will throw the flag.
So find out about that for me. Okay?
So I just wrote it on my notes for Thursday. Scoring points in practice, Athletes Unlimited style.
Yes.
Who's winning?
Yes.
In all honesty, though, we had Coach Ulmer on a baseball broadcast for an inning or two. And
wait, before you go farther, by the way, I want to know, was the pitch really like 30 miles an hour?
Yes.
Or
No, accurate.
I said, well, did you throw 100 miles an hour? He goes, no.
So
he goes, but I got it in the glove.
So the reason that I did that is Coach Radley actually wanted to know his velocity.
Was it 65 or something?
It was about 66, 67, and we truly didn't have there's a system at PK Park that tracks all of this technology, and you have to have it basically turned on and ready for monitoring for a ceremonial first pitch. So I went down to the baseball student manager, shout out to those guys. I was like, hey, I need you to turn this on. We're going to record a replay of it. And we did.
Yeah.
And 32 miles an hour, I believe, with 33 inches of vertical break. 33 inches of vertical break.
Well, we know he's in the right sport then.
We do. And but I asked the guys, I said, so what qualifies as an eephus in baseball, right? That's where you just throw the high arcing ball that's as slow as possible.
Okay.
And I asked the manager to go, so we need to figure out, does this qualify as an eephus if it's 30 miles an hour and 30 plus inches of vertical break?
That result's coming on Thursday?
Probably. I guess I should leave it at that.
Yeah.
Alumni weekend, though, for Oregon volleyball. And, man, they've got a great roster coming back for the fall.
Yes. No, I'm really excited about them. And I got to see them practice yesterday. And what's really great is all of, the younger kids getting, and I shouldn't call them kids, the younger women getting a chance to play more in the spring. And some of them are really coming around. And it's going to be exciting. I am pumped for that team.
The spring season for Oregon soccer also just wrapped up. Graham Abel's office, he can hear us doing the show every day, so condolences,
hey,
Graham. But that team, man, I'm excited for Oregon soccer in the fall.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been talking about that team since, they finished. Just there's a really bright future for that. And, something that they got to experience together was going up to Portland and seeing Marissa and Shar play each other. So a really big deal for that program. Having two pros right down the road was pretty great. But no, I mean, the future is also bright. And Leah Freeman got called up again to the U20 squad, and I'll never forget, speaking to her before she came here, and just some of the goals that she had talked about, because that was during a coach transition, and I feel like she hasn't gotten everything that she's wanted, but she's definitely heading in the right direction.
Yeah, not yet. She got a little time still.
Yeah.
Leah Freeman's been on the show.
Oh, she has. Oh, great for her.
I mean,
she's fantastic. Then.
Well, I joked that you should just host the show when we come back, and she could do it too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There isn't anything she can't do.
No, she'll be walking into the soccer offices sometimes, and she'll peek in. She'll be like, you ready for me?
I love it.
It's yours.
You've got, actually, Joey, we should look at that, because I feel like there are some student athletes that want to do this for a living.
I'm in.
And we should get them on here,
It's their chair when they want it.
Okay. I'm going to help spread that word.
Hey, I am just a professional regurgitator.
Okay.
That is my entire job.
That's true.
It should probably be on the business card.
Yeah.
Your business card famously shrunk significantly when it just was deputy athletic director. So if mine can shrink to just professional regurgitator, and then they can just come in, and I'm in.
I think we should do that. I think we need to look into that.
We also still, I will say on that note, I owe Matt Ulmer and Kelly Graves a show.
Yes, that was 3-4 years ago?
Well, we were going to do it in the spring of 20. And so one of the things, that it got wiped out. We were going to do it in between volleyball's busy spring season, and then once basketball was done, we were just going to have those two guys sit here and just riff.
I will pay for that.
All right. Good to know.
I will. I'll bring in, I think Matt will need a Dr. Pepper, and Kelly will need a Diet Coke, probably.
Yeah.
Diet Pepsi, so,
Yeah, highly caffeinated.
Yeah.
I understand.
That would be great, though.
So, anyway, in all seriousness, we'll talk about that.
We're looking into that.
Favorite moments from the year, because it's the last time that Lisa will be on, at least scheduled, before we take the July month off and then come back for August and go full speed towards the fall sports. Do you have some favorite moments from the year?
Well, when you put that on there, I was thinking about that, but then you brought up something else while we were talking today, and I think there's a lot of moments that I could pick out of our sports teams, or whatever that looks like, women in flight, all the things. But I think for me, the ability to have our fans back and be able to do some events and see people again, I think is 100% the highlight of the year. And believe it or not, Dr. Davison, Kim Terrell, and I had a meeting yesterday, and we did not talk about COVID, and I think that's the first time in 2 years. So, things are trending in the right direction. So I'm going with the fans. I'm going with the fans being able to be at our facilities, being able to be at our events, being able to do events with them. I mean, I know it's been slow, and we haven't, fully gotten back into that, but that's the best part.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I did want to ask you a little bit about summer projects, one in particular.
Okay.
The Go Do Anything campaign.
Oh.
Still continuing.
Yes.
Give us an update. Tell fans about it who aren't familiar.
Okay, so Go Do Anything this is the 50th anniversary of Title IX. And, obviously I'm in this chair because of Title IX, so we owe an awful lot to that. But we got a really, big idea, which is what we do at Oregon, and we have a goal of $9 million to raise specifically to our female teams.
Title IX.
Title IX. Yes. 9. Exactly. Oh, you got it. I'm very proud of you. I wasn't sure.
God, you just channeled your inner Matt Ulmer. Oh, man, you just sounded so much like Coach Ulmer.
Don't tell me that. So the last number that I was given is that we're over 5.
Nice.
We still have half of a year to go, and we're going to do a celebration, in the fall. Lexus Cross is obviously carrying the heavy load of all of that, but just really excited, about that. And I don't take for granted, and because of those opportunities that people like the Becky Sicilys of the world, provided for us, because there's so many things that we wouldn't be able to do without that, and which is, our ability to go do anything, and really love, the whole campaign related to that, and just excited about what we can do there.
Quick aside on that note, and just the impact of all the things you just mentioned, Becky Sicily, Title IX. One of the coolest parts of my job is being around for those Hall of Fame ceremonies, actually, that we were talking about earlier. One of the awards that's given annually, in addition to the Hall of Fame class, is the Becky Sicily Award.
Yep.
And for example, the 2021 recipient, because we did the ceremonies for 20 and 21 just a couple weeks ago, was Missy Koki.
Yes.
A local business owner, runs all the print shop stuff for us, actually, QSL and Instaprint and beyond. And Missy was a softball player.
Yep.
And Missy's acceptance speech, she just looked at Becky and she said, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and I've looked up to you for a really long time. And seeing the reaction from both of them up on stage, I mean, I'm telling you, like, you say wear your heart on your sleeve, both of them. That was an emotional moment, and those are the cool moments.
Absolutely. And all the opportunities. I mean, that's, I think, one of the fears that we have with all the changes that are happening in college athletics, is because with transfer, with NIL, with pay for play, whatever you want to call it, I don't want those sport teams to go away.
Absolutely.
Because
100%.
There's so many opportunities, and self awareness and self confidence and all the things that sports provide, especially to females, that would go away. And I really, really hope we don't go there.
Well said.
Thanks.
What else should fans know?
Just keep cheering for the Ducks.
All right. I'll take it.
And, hey, I'm really excited about our new head football coach.
Yeah, he's real deal.
Real deal.
Yeah. The coaches shows next year, we'll do them here in the Country Financial Studio. Whew. I'm already bracing myself. It'll be fun. It's gonna be a good time. When we recorded, just for example, talking about the staff, when we recorded Kenny Dillingham's radio spot that maybe some of you heard around the Oregon Sports Network and the affiliate stations, he broke one of our microphones.
Because he was so excited?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Well,
this wasn't like a rage throw the mic.
Yeah,
no, that's not what it was. This was
excitement.
This was just like full on. The condenser and the microphone started to crackle.
Yeah, well, I got the opportunity to meet Dan's parents, which, by the way, they call him Daniel. They said it's okay for us to call him Dan. But you see why he is who he is. And I realize he's a first-time head coach. I realize he hasn't played one real game here yet, but everything leading up is pretty promising.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun for me to get to know the staff during spring ball, have them here in the studio, do interviews.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Lisa, I've kept you a lot longer than I said
I would. That's okay, Joey. It's always a pleasure with you.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you taking the time. And here's to chatting again in August.
Yes.
Full disclosure, I have to warn you now.
You're going to be gone?
Yeah.
So am I. So we're going to have to really coordinate. Yeah. We're going to get those calendars out.
Okay.
I ruined his plan, didn't I, Scott? I ruined it. Yeah.
I was gonna say I wanted to schedule Lisa for the first athletic director interview of the year instead of Rob Mullins because I'm taking paternity leave the second week.
Joey, I did not know.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm really excited then. Wait, what is the first? When's the first?
It'd be like August 3rd.
Oh, I'm in.
All right.
We're in.
We can
We're
do
in.
it.
We're in.
We can do it. Okay.
I'm going later in the month.
All right. Good to know.
I'm excited for you though. Your wife is real then.
Thank you. Yes. You've met her.
I know. Like once or twice. I'm excited. Do we know what the gender?
Remember when I said channeling your inner Matt Ulmer?
I'm there?
Oh.
Oh God.
You're there.
Are you? Is it public?
It's a boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Joey
boy.
Jr.
No. and we all can agree on this. We all hope that he is nothing like his father and everything like his mother.
Well,
especially with how he looks. Especially.
Well, true that.
Thank you.
But you can have your personality. That would be okay.
I don't know.
I'm excited for you. Okay. I'm looking forward to August 3rd.
Yeah.
You got a lot of work
we'll
to do.
To
Forget my summer projects.
What if he comes?
You've got your summer project.
What if he comes early though? Then we might have to adjust.
Or you can do it from the hospital. All right, you have other stuff to do.
Matt Ulmer,
it's so great to see you guys. Thank you for a great year, and go Ducks.
This is Matt Ulmer impersonating Lisa Peterson.
No.
When we come back, Melyssa Lombardi, Oregon softball head coach on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Happy postseason, everybody. Melyssa Lombardi, head coach, Oregon softball coach. Just thanks for taking the time. I know that it's a busy week. Recap the reaction for us. How'd you feel when you saw that name called?
We felt really good. If you talk to some of our athletes, they just had a feeling that's where we were going to be going. So,
really?
Yeah. So I think just when our name got called, it just kind of confirmed what they thought.
All right. And then there's nothing like seeing your name called.
Nothing's better than seeing your name called. For as long as I've coached, nothing is better than hearing them say your name.
Yeah, I loved the reaction to we had it on the show yesterday from some of your student athletes like Tara Mcgowan, and she was like, this is what it's all about.
Yes.
Like this is what it takes. So the weekend off, tell fans a little bit about what you guys did, how you took advantage of that time.
Just the weekend off, we really got after it. Normally we would be playing, but we had the last bye in the pack, so we had to have the weekend off. So it was just, us really being able to amp up our intensity to, we scrimmaged.
Yeah.
And just being able to do things that would allow us to feel as much of a real game as possible. And our athletes really, really got into it. And I felt like we got a lot accomplished this last weekend, but also were able to recover a little bit and rest a little bit all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it works out, if you don't get to carry that momentum into games, but you can carry it in practice. I don't know. I guess maybe this is going to be a fascinating case study for when you guys go on a great run, and we're talking here in like the middle of June, like, yeah, that week off, that was great.
Yeah.
So that's what we're all looking for. So we've talked about this, Coach, throughout the course of the season. Number 2 strength of schedule heading into the tournament. When you put your schedule together at the beginning of the year, the pack's always tough. You guys scheduled up. Now this is when that pays off, right? We've talked about this all season long.
Definitely. We've said it before, like in order for us to be the best, we have to play the best, and to play them week in and week out and week in and week out. Like this entire year, we never really had a time to breathe. We went from one tough weekend into the next. And I think that's what really shaped this team. There was times this year where we're going off of a weekend being strong, and then having a couple weekends where we struggled a little bit. But then to me, what I want to see is how do we handle that struggle moving on.
Right.
And I just think this team always answers the call. That's one thing that they've been consistent with all years. Anytime we've had struggle, they've found a way to just persevere and push through adversity.
That's cool. Melyssa Lombardi joining us. So let's talk a little bit about the bracket. It'll be Arkansas and Princeton at 3 o'clock Pacific time, and then the Oregon game against Wichita State coming up at 5:30 on Friday. ESPN Plus, you can tune in. Student radio station KWVA is making the trip out there as well. So you got the hometown broadcast and the ESPN Plus broadcast. Tell us a little bit about the Shockers. What do you know about them as you scout them?
Yeah, they're offensively, they're a powerful team. They put a lot of runs on the board. They've got good power numbers. I played against Wichita my whole career, so I'm very familiar with them. I'm very familiar with their coach. I think she has done a really good job there. They're tough. They're tough. I mean, again, they're tough like any other team that we faced.
You get into the postseason, you must have been doing something right. This will sound overly simplistic, but just keys to success. I mean, what's it going to take for your team as you get ready for them?
I really continue to do what we're doing. Anytime that we can get out on the field and get on and off of defense and extend our offensive innings, I think that's gone a long way for us.
Second in the Pac-12 in fielding percentage, 14th nationally heading into the postseason. Defense has been a real key for you guys.
They do, and defense wins championships,
it
right?
Does.
So, no, I love what our defense has been doing, and I think, again, just trying to be able to, how quickly can we get on and off the field, and then give our hitters opportunity to swing.
A couple all-conference honors that I wanted to ask you about because we haven't had the chance to do so yet. Tara Mcgowan on the first team, and I'll say it again, just boy, if she had been healthy the entire season, what a contribution she's given your squad.
Oh, for sure. I mean, what she was doing early on, and then, when she was out with her injury, she was a great leader for us, was right in the mix, even though physically she couldn't play. And then as soon as she got back, I think she had it in her mind that she was not going to miss a beat. She was just going to go right back to where she left off, and that's kind of what she did.
How hard is that to do?
I think
truthfully.
It's hard.
Yeah,
that's a little bit of willpower right there. I think that's just her determination, what she's put into this year, and then I just think it's willpower as well.
Ellie Bunker, second team, all conference. Probably was borderline first team looking at some of the numbers.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she could have easily been a first team. But just Allie, I think she's the best second baseman in the country. What she does offensively, what she does defensively, and her consistency, her ability to clutch up, and, I don't know how many times throughout her career that she has come up big for us, but it's been a lot.
Talking about defense, personally, I love that Pac-12 softball has an all-defensive team. Not every conference in the Diamond Sports does that. I'm a huge fan of it. The one that we haven't talked about who was on that team is a freshman in Paige Sinicki. Shortstop, all-defensive team. That's quite an accomplishment. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, that's a big accomplishment.
How good has she been?
She's pretty good.
Melyssa Lombardi joining us. Stevie Hansen, I thought, getting the all-conference recognition, too, as a third-teamer, as a freshman. That had to feel really good for her and for you as her coach.
For sure. I mean, coming in, honestly, I didn't expect her to have the load that she was going to have this year as a freshman. I didn't. you go in, you think one thing, and then as you go through your season, certain things happen and whatnot, and then it ends up being something different. But like, she's taken on the load, and I love the way she's handled it. I think about how she looked as a pitcher early on in the year, early on in PAC, and like where she is now. And I don't think of her as a freshman. I don't think any of the freshmen that way anymore. I just think of them as elders like everybody else. So
I love that Tara McGowan, getting ready for the interviews on Selection Sunday, she said, "Yeah, we don't call the freshmen anymore."
Yeah.
You know, so that starts at the top with the coach, but how rewarding is that for you to hear from some of your veteran athletes that are like, no, there's no freshmen here anymore?
Yeah, no, that tells you to me what our elders think of our freshmen, you know, and that they think of them as, you know, being right, that they already have more years under the belt than just one. Yeah. So, no, I think what our freshmen have done up to this point has been really, really good. And I agree. I don't look at anybody on our team and go, well, you're a junior, you're a senior. We're all the same. You know, the game doesn't know what your age is. So,
Stevie Hansen, Paige Sinicki, and then Allison Benning on the all-freshman team by the conference. And then Hannah Delgado, I didn't ask you about her on the third team. Another solid season for Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah's been great. I mean, just consistent with what she does. I love it. I'm excited to see what she's going to do in postseason.
There's always the logistics surrounding the NCAA tournament. You know, it's a quick turnaround. It seems like there's a lot of sort of rush, but is there also an adrenaline rush for the student athletes and for the coaches that make it kind of fun in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, this is what we have been practicing all fall for, you know, the whole month of January, which it seems like a year. You know, you have your different parts of your season. I mean, that's what all of that, us doing all of that is for this right here.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about keys, and I know you mentioned with the media on Sunday that getting that first one, that's a big key in the regional. Why is that? You know, just getting the first one, it's so important in these rounds.
It just is. I just think it allows you, you know, like you want to go and you want to win the regional. In order to win a regional, you need to get game one.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing you can do. And then after you get game one, the most important thing you can do is get game two. Yeah. But it's just, you want to stay in the winner's bracket. You don't, it's tough. It can be done, but it's tough to go from the loser's bracket and work up. You want to stay in the winner's bracket.
Had to do it last year.
Yeah.
And it was a heck of a regional last time you guys were there. It was certainly entertaining to watch. There's no doubt about it. But that's what postseason's all about, isn't it?
Yep.
Anything else? What did we miss?
No, I just think this group's ready to go. Like, I'm excited. Last year was our first year as a group to go to postseason. And so you don't know what you don't know, you know? And they have that experience, and I think they're excited that they have that experience under their belt, and they know what they need to do.
Talking about experience, I did want to ask you, Jazz Williams is the first time she's gotten a chance to go to postseason in her career.
Yep. And you know what? I think you'll watch her this weekend and not even realize, like, she'll just look like she was at postseason last year.
Yeah. That's what makes it fun. Coach Lombardi, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's a busy week, and best of luck out there. Safe travels, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds great.
All right, Coach Lombardi, thank you. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Oregon women's golf. They're heading to Scottsdale for the NCAA championships, and they might win the darn thing. We'll talk about that next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Summer starts here at your local Toyota dealer. Come in for huge savings on great Toyotas, like the adventurous RAV4, the sleek Venza, and the Ruby Highlander. For more information, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Summer starts here at your local Toyota dealer. Come in for huge savings on great Toyotas, like the adventurous RAV4, the sleek Venza, and the Ruby Highlander. For more information, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s, like go back to college, learn to skateboard. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. At aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a free 3-minute chat with the friendly digital retirement coach, Avo, and receive personalized tips to help boost your savings. Start chatting with Avo today at aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
We are back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. My thanks to Melyssa Lombardi for joining us here in the Country Financial Studio. Lisa Peterson as well, and now women's golf. They met with the media yesterday, and on tomorrow's show, we'll hear from Derek Radley, we're going to hear from Brianna Chacon, and we're going to hear from Sophie Kipsgaard-Nielsen, who all of their lineup has been phenomenal. In fact, amateur rankings, every single Duck player is now in the top 35 after the regional round. I know that because we actually got the chance to talk with Derek Radley and Heather Lynn here in the studio earlier today. We'll have that for you later on this week. They also, though, met with the general media ahead of the National Championship because it's going to be here before you know it. The National Championship begins on Friday. It's stroke play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's a pair down to the top 15 teams in stroke play, then one final round, then match play for the top 8 teams. It's a long tournament out in Scottsdale, but on a selfish note, I'm really excited that it's in Scottsdale because you know where the Pac-12 baseball tournament is? Scottsdale! That means that in a perfect world, we're going to get out to Scottsdale for Oregon baseball Tuesday night. The Ducks are going to play Wednesday, and then who's to know, maybe watch a little women's golf NCAA championship out in Scottsdale Wednesday. Who's to know? That's my plan anyway. That's my plan here moving forward. But we'll see how things go, but that's later on this week. We'll talk a little more women's golf. I want to spend a little time telling you about men's golf. Oregon shot a 2 over 290, was tied for 8th place following Monday's first round of the NCAA Regional in Stockton. Number 16, Stanford, was in first place. Ducks were 3 strokes back of the cut line after Monday's round. That was after Monday's round. And remember, the top 5 teams from the Stockton Regional will advance to the NCAA championships at the end of this month. So that was Monday. You know where the Ducks are today after they teed off just after 7 a.m. this morning? At the latest score check, Oregon is tied for 3rd, which would mean they are above that cut line. The Ducks made a heck of a move. They were 8th, 7th place until about the last 5 holes, and they're almost done with their round today. And Oregon has shot up the leaderboard. They're tied for 3rd, not quite in the clubhouse yet. You know what Oregon shot today? 18 under. The Ducks are at 18 under right now in the second round. Still some holes to be played, but if that holds, the Ducks will have the best round in the second round of the NCAA Regional in Stockton by 5 shots. Let's go Ducks, huh? Casey Martin's squad, man, they made a big move here to be 16 under as they are wrapping up the 17th and 18th holes. Their final individuals are coming through. That's an amazing, amazing second round. Pretty cool to see that from this Oregon golf team. So they're in action today, and we'll have more updates for you on the program tomorrow as well. When we come back, Oregon baseball tonight, a huge matchup with Gonzaga. 4 games left in the regular season. That's after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local country representative.
Money isn't interested in the fact that you dream of going to Greece, and it doesn't pace at night wondering how you'll pay for braces 3 times. The point is, money without people is just money. Only people can use it to run the family ranch, buy their first house, or adopt a happy old dog. To us, the powerful thing about money isn't money at all. It's helping you harness the power of yours. On Point. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can STEM, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Or clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can STEM, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom! Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We're back in the Country Financial Studio. It's Duck Insider presented by On Point Community Credit Union. So keeping up with Oregon men's golf. Oregon today in round 2. I'm trying to look to see what the best individual marks were. Looks like Owen Average shot. Wow, he's through 17, and he shot 4 under today, 6 under overall. Yuki Moriyama shot 4 under today as well. So the Ducks had some moves, let me tell you, on their round 2 scorecard. And the Ducks currently sitting in 3rd place, tied for 3rd place if you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour. Their second round will come to a conclusion later today. We'll have updates for you on Wednesday's Duck Insider. Speaking of something else that we'll have updates for you on Duck Insider tomorrow is where Oregon baseball sits in the postseason projections. Because tonight, number 32 in the RPI, Oregon, faces just ho-hum. Well, they were ranked above Oregon. Now, got to find them again. Gonzaga, ranked at number 24. They are above Oregon. Gonzaga ranked at number 24 in the RPI. So, 2 top 32 teams are squaring off tonight at PK Park. 6 o'clock pregame show. 5:45 pregame show, 6 o'clock first pitch, excuse me. Gonzaga and Oregon. Ducks already beat them once out in Spokane. See if they can get it done tonight. Mark Wazakowski, I already talked to him for the Toyota Coaches Corner. He was fired up today. Going to be a good day. See you at PK Park tonight.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. That's right. They can help save lives by simply washing their hands. Just 20 seconds of thorough hand washing after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside can help fight against the dastardly spread of germs. Armed with only soap and water and hands, your superhero can protect you, your family, and everyone out there